Hey everyone, welcome back, welcome back. Shelly here with Jots and Junk. So, we had turned this junk into something we can jot in. Well, almost. Have to add the little signatures, and I have them all ready to go here. I did 5 signatures, and I believe each one has 8 pages. They are a variation of the same type of pages. I may have rearranged them. They may be a little bit different sizes on what the page format is. And we're going to call this just like a naked journal because there's not going to be a bunch of decorating and such in it. I'm going to let the recipient do that. So anyway, today we need to tie in our signatures, sew them in. I just had a needle. Seriously, I had it in my hand. Story of my life. Do any of y'all do that? Like you have something and it disappears into thin air. And my desk is even clean. Well, poo. So we'll just get another one. And then once I'm done, oh, I spotted it. How did it get clear over there? Good grief. So what I did was I took just, in case beginners are watching, I took a piece of grid paper, and what I did was I made it the same width and length as the actual spine in the cover of the journal, because we're going to sew these directly to the cover. And so what I did was I have 5 little signatures to go. So I did mark the middle, and then I kind of eyeballed where I wanted my other holes to be. We're going to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Why is that hard for me to say? I do not know. So I'm going to take my piercing tool and I'm just going to poke where I want my signature holes to be. And I find the easiest way is to lay them on an old mouse pad to poke. At least you can mark where you are going to want them, and then you can kind of go back after you've done this initial poke. And I am a little crooked, of course. Shelly, be crooked. I don't know what that's going to do to my holes up top, but hey, you know, sometimes it's trial by error. No matter how many of these you make, and I don't care who you are, sometimes things just don't go as planned. Okay, so now I'm going to go through and kind of make these bigger now that I can see where they need to be. Mine are never perfectly spaced. They are never perfectly in line, no matter how I mark them. They just sometimes do their own random stuff. So, you know, you just have to live with things once in a while. This has been really good for my OCD-edness at times, and sometimes it just isn't. I have to start over. So the signatures, this is the way I do it. You're welcome to do it any way you want. If you've got a trick that works for you, be my guest. But this is the way I do it. I decide which signature goes in what order. And I usually tend to sew in my last signature first, if that makes sense. Like I do the back page and then work towards the front page. I don't know why I do that. It just happens. So I am going to lay this here, and then I have these snaz little chalk pencils. Pastel chalk pencils. You know, I fancy myself as an artist and think that I have to have artist tools, and then, you know, I never use them for the intended purposes, but they do come in handy for other things. So I like to mark where the holes are, because as you can see on here, they're all a little different. Maybe you can see. They're kind of, some are in a row. Every once in a while, one's a little higher than the other. that, if they're just a tiny bit off, that doesn't bother me. If they're way off, then I get all weird and have to fix it. Then I take my piercing tool again. And this is another thing. You do you, boo. However it works for you. This works for me, and I probably will continue to do it this way. Because you can't teach an old dog new tricks. It's my motto. This old dog can only learn so many new tricks, and I've been doing this for too long to change it. So then a lot of people say 3 times the length of your spine. I like about 2.5. Seems to work for me. If you want to make sure that you have a little extra, or if you want dangles to hang in or out, then make it longer. But I'm doing 2.5. And this is just an embroidery thread. I usually run this over my beeswax block, but it's MIA at the time. So, and I'm not going to spend a bunch of time trying to find it. So it'll appear when I never need it. When I'm not needing it, it will show up somewhere. So we're going to go from the center into that center hole right here. We are going to pull it almost all the way through, and then I also have some bead making springs that I cannot find. So now I just gave you something to go, what is she talking about? What's a bead making spring? It's a little spring and you pinch it and it goes on your thread so your beads don't fall off. And it works really good for this, but I can't find it either. So what happens when I clean my craft room? I can't find things. So I'm always telling my husband, I don't want to clean it because when I clean it, I can't find things. Okay, so then we're going to go, I tend to go through the top hole. I don't even know if I'm in camera. And through this top hole here. Pull it tight. We're going to go all the way down to the bottom now. And I see that my hole was a tiny bit off, so we're just going to re-pierce that. This never looks pretty on camera. I don't know how people do it. We're going to pull that a little snug, and then you see how our, do you see our thread is coming out on this side of the center thread? We are going to try and miss that. Oops, sorry. We're going to try and miss it. I kind of pull it over. You don't want to pierce your thread if at all possible. It's arguing with me because I'm videoing. That's why. Oh, and then I lost my tail. Well, some days it sucks to be me. But if this is the worst thing that happens to me today, I'm pretty good. All right. We will fold it over. That's the only thing with doing this with the embroidery thread, using all the threads. Sometimes and if you don't run it over a beeswax block, it kind of separates and then it becomes unruly. But that's the pendants for my, oh man, and then I'm on the wrong side. Okay, this is just a tutorial on how not to do things. Because I knew if I videoed this, it would not cooperate somehow, some way, shape, or form. There. We got it. We got it, man. And if you want to even up these little tails here, that is not the way we want to do it. We want to pull the one that we did last, and then we're going to pull the tail. Oh, see there? And then I pierced my thread. This is what happens, children. I am not good at tutorials. I'm not. I will admit it. So this one came through and went up. So we want to pull this direction. This one we came down, went up. So we want to pull this direction Does that make sense? Probably not. You want to pull the direction your thread is coming or going to or from, not against it. There again. Leave me a comment. Tell me how silly I am. But this is the way my life runs. Double knot, and we're done. Now I can either leave those little tails and put little charms on them, or I can cut them. I don't know how I want to do it yet. I'm going to take these off to be out of my way so that I can do my second signature. So as not to be painful and watch that happen again, I'm going to pause and I'll be right back. And we are back. I'm going to let you watch me struggle with the last signature because why not? It will show new people that even somebody that's been doing this for 20 years struggles with the sewing in of the signatures, no matter how many you do. So if you've got it in your head that you think practice makes perfect, well, you can think that if it makes you feel good, because and then this will give something for you old people that do this all the time. You think, oh my God, she's still struggling after all these years? Yes, I am. You know it. The struggle for me and sewing in signatures is real. And when I said I won't learn a new way to do it, I probably won't, because I would just rather struggle how I've been struggling. I just keep thinking I'm going to perfect it. You know? It gives myself a challenge. I say, Shelley, the next one's going to be much easier. And is it? Oh, heck no. That would just suck all the fun out of dreading doing it. But just know, you can do it. You can do it. It is just, I suppose if I did like 5 journals a day, I might perfect it. But after I get the pages sewn in, I go directly to the making them cute. The decor of it all. Because it's kind of like eating your spinach. Some people decorate their pages before they sew them in. I say, let's get the sewing done and out of the way. Then you can do the fun part. That way you don't dread doing it at the end and mess up some of your cute embellishments. Because that's happened to me before. More than once. Okay, so I'm going to poke this. Oh, well, where did it go? Don't tell me. Oh, yeah, look at that. I did that. I did that. Look at me. Look at me go. Oh, and then I pulled it out. I hit the hole the first time. Well, howdy doody. Okay, so we're going to pull this down. We're going to pull this up. We're going to tie a little square knot. And then I'll show you the pages. They're kind of cute. They have no embellishments on them. I haven't decided if I'm going to decorate this one or not. If I decide to give it as a gift, I probably will, but oh, she's cute. I may or may not trim that nonsense off. I will at least like even it up a little bit. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I don't know if I want to trim them off, but I love how it looks when you have them all sewn in. And I picked this, I don't know what color it is. It's number 760. I don't even know what brand, because I just decided that after it was gone, I put the little tab underneath when I wound it so that I would know what color it was if I wanted to replenish at that time. But it matched the pinks. It's kind of a salmon color, actually. But there she is. And now, look at all of her cute little pages. Now I have to figure out what I want to do for a closure. I just don't know yet. Closures are usually the very last thing for me to decide. So for those of you that didn't watch the last video, I photocopied a napkin that I got from my friend Cheryl at Inked Pulp. Go check out her channel if you are stumbling across me accidentally. Go check her out. She's a neat gal. And I bought some napkins from her, and I photocopied it and used it as my cover page. And then this is what all my little signatures look like from the top. I usually make my signatures a tiny bit smaller than the cover. I did happen to get these almost exactly the same size. But this is what they look like. So you've got, this is dyed with avocado. Gives it a pink. I know it seems weird, right? Avocado to me should be green, but they come out pink. And then this is out of I don't know if this is out of a hymnal or just a regular songbook. And then we've got a little of this baking paper, which is fun and crispy sounding. Leftover cutoffs from the cover sheet. I thought I'd stick that in there. A little coffee stained grid paper. This is a little handmade that was left over from the inside cover. And then these are cute. This is out of a something about 1,001 questions about trees. So I think these are like stages of seed pods, leaves, petals, and such. I thought they were really cute. More of my coffee dyed paper that I coffee dyed. And then it starts over. So I think there are 8 pages in each signature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for a total of 16 actual pages. And then what I did for the next signatures is I just kind of switched it around so they don't all go in the same order. Some have a little flippy-do, but they all start and end with the avocado. And then this is a little different shape. Those were the same. This one has a little flip out page. Inside cover, tree, and then back to the dyed, coffee dyed. Yeah, so anyway, they're all kind of the same pages, just in a little different order. And like I said, maybe different sizes. And I think it'd make a really cute little gift. For birthday, baby shower, I don't know. Whatever. Thanks, you guys, for hopping on and taking a peek. If nothing else, it was a little comedic relief or to make you feel not so bad about tying in your own signatures. Thanks, guys. We'll see you again soon. Bye for now.